like what I
No,
was
I was
asking
like
is...
getting away from covering Destiny content at all. Right? He was
It's
mentioning
fun.
me probably 4 or...
Wow, totally. Yep. Guys, can you guys imagine the Jstlk stream that isn't about like anti-Destiny? I feel like the only reason why Jstlk would ever appear on the radar is because he's anti-Destiny. Like is there any time, is there literally any moment in which like you ever consider, yeah, you know what, Jstlk is like the not anti-Destiny streamer? Because the moment I hear the name Jstlk, I just think in my head the anti-Destiny streamer. Holy shit, all I had to do was not sleep at all because I had a flight at 2 a.m. to catch Foodshops live. That's so true, dude. Not only if there's actual Foodshops here to open, I'm sure you can find one. There's always something open at the airport.
5 times
So,
for
like,
every one time I mentioned him, right? Like, he was constantly talking about it. Anyway, sorry, I need to be right back, but I can answer more questions. Just you ask Kelly. I'll be able to hear. I'll answer when I come back.
Yo, Hariza. Hariza, my friend. Awfully kind of you. Awfully kind of you to contribute 5 gifted memberships. Holy shit.
I'm a guy.
Thank you so much.
I'm a guy.
What? Fuck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 5 gifted. Holy shit. Thank you so much. I would be louder, except, you know, I have to be quiet. No.
Yeah, I think it's a bit strange to imply that was like the sole content of his stream. It's fine to say, if you're saying him as a person is like anti-Destiny, sure. But like the majority of the content he was doing with Chaeiry was not about Destiny because she didn't like talking about that content.
I thought about this a little bit.
It was like a draw for a while, but like it was sort of like a natural pivot, and then it was like, okay, we want to do other stuff. But like I don't mind. I like doing like anti-Destiny content because he's like a totally disgusting. Yeah, he's just a totally disgusting person to me. So I love criticizing him, but I mostly stay away from it because I don't want the channel to be about that, right? Like, I know a bunch about him. It's like, basically, I assume it's how, like, major A-logs feel about Chris Chan. It's like, I know so much about this person. I love just hating on them. They suck so badly. Anyway, I'll be right back.
That's what I was about to, say. I don't know if it's so much, that his content is solely about Destiny. Obviously, it's not. But he is seen as somewhat, as maybe the biggest authority on Destiny news. Like he has the most in-depth perspective, being the former DGGer of the year, and he just seems to be well informed on Destiny's corner of the internet, and that could be playing into quite a bit of him being viewed as the Destiny anti-stream, not necessarily how much content he actually does about it.
I mean, being informed isn't a bad thing, right?
No.
So I personally don't even think it's worth like fighting against. Like, who cares if he is a Destiny anti-stream, regardless of like how much of the content is or isn't about Destiny. It's like the majority of the times, like Destiny is constantly provoking not just me and Justicul and Queeman and people that come onto the stream often, but like a variety of members within the Discord. Because all of the women that he's harmed are in this Discord, and they talk about the shitty things he's done. And he loses his fucking mind whenever they're sitting around, like, not talking positively about him. Because he's a weird psycho. I don't... It's like, if we covered every bit of thing that he had done, it literally would be nearly all of Justicul's content. It's like there have been things that I have wanted to actually go over, and Justicle's like, no, I don't want to do Destiny right now. So I
swear to God, like most women are not Pixie, and if anything, most women is like, yeah, I was harmed by Destiny by breathing the same air as him, and they're like trying to fight ghosts, like they're trying to fight like ghost DDGers, like from like fucking future past or some shit. Okay,
I would say it's like, I don't know, he's probably covering sort of 10 to 20%, depending on the.
I mean, I imagine for the longevity of his streaming career, he probably wouldn't want to be solely a Destiny. So I get where he's coming from strategically.
Well, it's also like you don't want to. It's boring for a start. Like when it was only Tom10, I was losing my fucking mind. It's like you need variety or you'll go insane. But also, it's like interacting with the community that constantly wants us to dox and send death threats. It's like, that's also like a negative. It's like not like the greatest of vibes. He's like a vibe killer. It's just like,
Good question. Sure.
But like, certain things just should be covered because they're important. Like when there's like important stuff that goes on with like the court case, like we're gonna
Right.
cover that and we'll continue to do so. I imagine.
And that's like the only thing that breaks out and leaves people with the impression that that's all he does. I get it, and it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Well,
just
I think
here,
most
you would
people
know
get that
that
impression because a lot of people on Twitter
Look at
say
the
that
VODs!
because Destiny says
It's
it.
like
Yeah, Kelly, somebody else
Yeah,
a vibe killer.
for sure.
Crazy.
Destiny also says
Yeah.
I'm fat, so I don't know why you trust anything he says. He's a fucking moron. He just says a lot of shit, and none of it's true.
Do you think you would be able to quell any suspicion that you had romantic feelings a lot earlier than what you've suggested here on stream?
If you stream for full time, why don't you consider streaming for more than an hour? It's because I don't want my streams to just be about. Wait a second, I'm being baited. I don't stream for just an hour. What are you talking about? What? I don't stream for just an hour. What kind of drugs are you on?
Without veering off
What?
into Chaeiry territory, like where you would want her to comment on it.
Can you tell me why it would matter? Whether he felt something in February, March, April, May, what would have been the difference? What has he said that would be
Kingler's not a
greatly
troll.
affected? No, I know he's not. I'm not treating him like one. But I'm asking him what you've said that could have been affected by you're not just being close friends, but you're also having a crush on her. Like, what would the difference have been?
Again, I can't stress enough. You know, people do whatever they want. They can date whoever they want. I literally don't care. But in service of creating a timeline of events, people will be, me included, interested in like when the marriage fell apart, when you became interested, like and how that whole thing came about. Purely because.
But why?
I just say
Just
real
'cause you're
quick, Jstlk,
nosy?
thank you so much for the 25 gifted. I have to be right back again.
Because
2 seconds.
Jstlk doesn't really present himself as someone who would pursue a married woman, and I think a lot of people who
Drama slap? Yes, that is my specialty. So I'm kind of late to the party. Is Jstlk a sex pest rapist or something now? According to his own definition, he should be a e-rapist or a sex pest. Literally, according to how he described tomfoolery. Okay? Because the thing is at some point in the past, I think the way that he went after tomfoolery is, well, if you have this mentally ill woman on stream and you're dating her at the same time, doesn't that mean you're kind of like doesn't that mean that what Mr. Girl says from his manifesto applies more to you? Right? That's what he's saying. If that is the case, then shouldn't he consider, if that is the critique that he is giving tomfoolery, doesn't that mean that he is applying that to himself? And anyway, the point is that he's a fucking hypocrite. That's why.
value his opinion,
anyway,
will that will color their opinion of him going forward.
Welcome.
Is why people are
Okay,
interested.
but she was well known for being in an open marriage, right? So it's not that's not a
She's leaving him,
typical.
right?
is fair.
Yeah, because
she's leaving him for him.
Yeah, sure, she's
not very
sure,
fair, actually.
but like I don't know why that matters, because if we know that that's within the context of an open marriage, there is no cheating. It's just more so if they wanted to make things more serious. I imagine that's what Jstlk would have liked.
That's the coffee.
But beyond that, what difference does it make?
Yeah, Jstlk doesn't. I just didn't think Jstlk would be that kind of person. I don't think a lot of people.
Kelly, there were accusations of home wrecking. Is that it? Home wrecking an open marriage with no kids. Sorry, what is being wrecked?
Also,
whom is being wrecked? I don't know.
And also,
I wouldn't focus too much on that. That person can't read.
Yeah.
People intuitively.
I can't read.
You're still married.
What?
Oh.
Maybe you didn't mean to present it this way, but you make it seem as
Wrap it
if
up, guys.
a flip switched like when you got together.
Switch flipped,
But
yeah.
you know, feelings don't work that way. So obviously, at some point earlier, things got more romantic. But without the additional information,
Kingler moment.
maybe you can't comment on it because of the Chaeiry stuff.
But also, like, he might not have even spoken to anybody else about this, and you're like putting him on the spot. Like, I had a crush on someone like 6 months ago. I never told them, right? And I don't know at what point or on one day that started and what day it ended, because that's a bizarre thing for me to have memorized. I don't think Jstlk sat down in his journal and wrote, the 23rd of February is when I felt I had a crush on people don't do this. It's just a bizarre thing to ask of people.
I think
it
people
doesn't
do.
happen. No. They don't. They just don't. It's just weird. I'm sorry. And also, just
husband,
because
I
you
do feel
feel
bad for Chaeiry's
something
husband.
doesn't mean that there is something. I don't. And also, I don't know about you guys, but how I have feelings for people can be quite
What the fuck is in a wind
transient,
tunnel?
especially if I haven't told them. So I don't know. I also don't know if it's
Sure.
important, because I maintain friendships with people that had had a crush on me, or I had had a crush on them throughout that, and it just.
You're breathing into your
What
mic,
is
by
the
way,
what is the
Kingler.
breathing? What is
My bad.
that?
Breathing into your
You sound
mic.
like a fucking god. Yeah, I don't know how important it is or why it
I
matters.
sound like a fucking
Because-
god.
Did I not
Thanks.
have shit? Did I not have
My
Twitch?
assumption is that no one's going to actually come in and say this thing that Jstlk said would be entirely different if I knew that he liked Chaeiry. I just feel like there's not a single thing that actually changes.
Hold on. No. Like, obviously, I'm saying there was obviously, like, the idea of a conflict of interest was expressed. It was, like, criticized with that stuff, right? It was an open discussion that was had. And my response then is the same as my response now. Tell me which take you disagree with. Tell me which take you think is based not in fact, and then come into the Discord and just argue it. Right? That's all I would say.
Yeah, a conflict of interest is a concept.
I don't really care
until
about
something
conflict of interest personally.
something actually happens. Like, I don't. I'm just baffled by like what difference it would have made with anything that was said in sort of January, February, or whatever.
Do you understand why people would be interested in that particular information, Jstlk?
Yeah, because they're
Or-
nosy motherfuckers. Like, that doesn't mean that he did anything
well,
wrong.
So I can tell you what I think,
62
but the
viewers on
argument wouldn't
holiday.
be it's like what I think. The argument would be like, oh, you know, somewhere deep inside you have like this feeling, right?
Have you seen my stream yesterday? On Jstlk D-Day, I was getting more than 100. I was getting more viewers than Frogan. Wild shit, dude. Do you think the conflict interest is only bad when it's being acted upon? Well, then he is not allowed to criticize Progressive Victory then. Because people thought that Progressive Victory had conflicts of interest, and even though it wasn't being acted upon, or you change your opinions for the sake of Progressive Victory, they felt as though because you have a link to Progressive Victory, that was the issue. Which, I mean, fair enough, but then you're the one who's criticizing it. Not quite true now, is it? Dare I say hypocrisy?
So the argument wouldn't be about what I think, because what I think is it was like late May, early June. But
Hypocrisy is a fickle thing, okay?
Okay.
but like but people won't take that. People don't think that, right? So I can say that's what I think, because I kind of had a wall there because this person was, yeah, like married. So it's, but people won't believe that. So it's like, what does it matter? I would just say, like, it literally probably can't matter. So I would just say, because nobody will believe that response, they will go ahead and say, well, no, it was before that. And then I'll go, well, we didn't talk in the 2 months before that, right? And then
Yes.
going before that, it's like, okay, just give me the take you think you disagree with. That's because that's just going to be easier, right? The whole point of saying I have a conflict of interest is to say, oh, you fucked up this. That's the whole point, right?
Sure.
Did Chaeiry come back most
I would just love to
recently?
know.
CFR demos.
Was it around like it was a bit before I went to TwitchCon, right, or something, and that was the end of May. I think. If I'm correct. Because there
Yeah.
have been, a few situations where she's left and come back.
Did she fly to Canada without even knowing what you look like? No, a lot of people know what I look like. I've VC'd, or I've like cammed up with quite a few people. Kelly declined actually, but Supreme knows what I look like.
Oh no.
Taycan knows what I look like. Wolfgang knows what I look like. Queeman knows what I look like. I've cammed up with quite a few people in like private VCs. Does Lav know? No. Lav messaged me. It was like very nice after the tweets went out or whatever. But why did she leak all this? She literally says why she leaked all this. SSSSSSS1. But I just wouldn't trust Lav to cam up with, to be honest.
So was Destiny tweeting out that picture real? Is that the implication here? Destiny was being real? Is that the implication? The fat guy? The guy with the thick throat? You know? I'm a guy. What? Fuck! Okay. Thank you so much. Harry, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Okay, I appreciate it. Very, 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 very mightily kind of you. Yes. Yeah.
I just expect her to take a screenshot. And that's like the scorpion and the frog thing, right? It's like you gotta know the scorpion is gonna... Like, I just know the scorpion would sting me at that point. I couldn't even blame the scorpion at that point, okay? I'd just be like, oh, well, fuck me.
I'm just wondering what animal that makes me.
Copyrighted music. It's over, dude.
He's thinking. He doesn't know. I'm just a fish.
Yes,
Yeah.
Meowdies, I do eventually learn sometimes. By the way, I don't even think Lav would like do that immediately. I feel like it would be like it would be something like she'd screenshot and then she'd be like, I'll never share that with anyone, and then we'd like get in a fight like 6 months from now, and then it would be like posted on Twitter or something. I think we have to see.
It is what it is.
Kelly, it's all about me.
The reason
yeah?
I put my legs up is not to look better on the camera. It's a blood pressure thing. Unironically.
If you need any evidence that Kelly is a liar, that should be your evidence. It's a blood pressure thing, guys. Okay, that's why I put my legs up on the camera and not put my legs up in a place where you can't see it.
It helps
So-
with your circulation.
Jstlk, so
I can't.
putting
He's being so
the
stupid,
conflict
dude.
of interest aside, because I was steelmanning that argument earlier. I don't particularly care
Okay.
about that, but do you understand why someone would be interested in the timeline of events purely as a judgment of your character going forward?
Yes, but I'm telling you that I like. There's no point in me giving a timeline of events. I've given you a timeline of events. People aren't going to believe me, and so from there we just go to, oh, right? Like if nobody's going to believe me, if everybody's just going to be like, no, that can't possibly be true,
I'm
then
so
what is the
cooked,
point of
guys.
having that
It's
discussion?
over.
Just give me the take you think was affected by the conflict of interest.
Not about your takes. The broader thing is that you've been manipulative in the background. You took advantage of a vulnerable woman. You ended her marriage. I don't think that's true.
Okay,
But
so you
People-
hold on, but you understand we were like very close friends before any of this happened, right?
That is the
So
criticism.
how did it change
That is
after
the
this happened?
criticism. He said it, finally.
how did what change after it happened?
That is
So
the
how did our
criticism.
relationship? What do you think changed about our relationship after this happened versus when this happened, right? So like your argument would be something like, oh, you took advantage of this person. And I understand how like if I had found this person or met them after like as the tweets had gone up and I messaged this person and gone like, hey, do you want to come and talk on stream and all of this? I don't even feel comfortable doing that most of the time. Like messaging somebody who's posted about some controversy. I don't feel personally comfortable going and messaging them and be like, hey, do you want to come on stream? Right? This is somebody who I was friends with for a very long period of time before any of this happened. So like I'm saying, what is your hypothesis of how things changed after the Destiny stuff dropped? Because I would say, as a friend, I endeavored to make sure things didn't change so that that person felt comfortable, like with an outlet for their feelings and for like their time that they enjoyed, so that they would enjoy doing it again. That was what I endeavored to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a person who's looked to other dramas and to have an even keel judgment about things, people are interested that you behaved similarly as you judge other people in this complicated situation.
Sure. So give me the judgment I put on other people that doesn't apply, that applies to me as well. Give me the hypocrisy then.
Into concurrent again.
Yeah. Is there anything serious as well, and not just like stupid
It's you
shit
guys,
you said
okay?
about he said about e-daters in his Discord? Because a lot of that was obviously just jokes. Like, if you're gonna base your hypocrisy argument on like
It's all
justical
jokes,
rizzing
guys.
people who are e-dating, it's just like, is that it?
It's all jokes.
It's like
guys.
he looks cringe, but that's about it. I don't know. It's dumb.
The
Are you talking to
cancel me
me?
thing
I don't-
was me mocking e-daters, and I was like, it's so disgusting to e-date that you can just cancel me. I am a total hypocrite on that, by the way. I'm a total hypocrite on that. Don't cancel me for e-dating, okay? I'm sorry. I'm a total hypocrite.
That's the only thing you're gonna accept that you were a hypocrite on? Really? What about the tomfoolery thing? When you were like trying to sex pest, like you're trying to call like tomfoolery like a fucking manipulative person, sex pest, whatever. I mean, fair enough. Okay, I don't have the most positive impression of Tom, you know, but then if you're implying that Tom is like a sex pest, manipulative fucking person for duping Sassafras, what does that say about you? What the fuck does that say about you, mate? You have a big fish to fry. That's destiny. Looks like you're frying yourself instead. That's what I see.
Hypocrite on that. My bad. If you want to do, by the way, if that is where you are, if that is where you're like, oh, this is the line, and I will not allow it to go any further. If this is where your line was, then I understand you not wanting to be here.
There's much more bigger hypocrisy.
okay.
Trust me.
not mad
E-daters
at
should
you.
die.
Yeah, eating is
yeah.
loser behavior. I agree with you, JFA. I agree with you.
Literally everyone here is a loser, so it's just like pointing. It's like the Spider-Man meme where everyone's being cringe. And it's just like, oh, everyone's cringe. Doesn't matter.
My argument. I don't know if I'm even making an argument. I can't really make a judgment until all the information comes out. What I'm
Sure,
saying
but
is less
but you're-
about hypocrisy. I don't care about hypocrisy. What people I think would be concerned about is that this woman claims to have been isolated, that your community is her only thing, that
Yes.
that you're trying to get her to
True.
kill herself, that you're trying to manipulate her for this and that and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And your response so far has been like, trust Chaeiry tenuously.
I
And,
think
go
that
ahead.
that's how she felt, and I don't judge her for how she felt, and I'm not going to say you can't believe her if until she clarifies something you feel like you can't watch, or even if she clarifies something you're just going to trust that and move on. I also think that's okay.
Well, what I would say is a lot of those feelings are legitimate, right? Like, you can feel isolated without necessarily someone doing a physical thing to make you isolated. But
Yeah, this color's cooking. Is this Kingler? This can't be Kingler. I'm pretty sure Kingler went way softer on Jstlk than he should. This is the best color of the year. Yeah. Again, all right. You have an isolated woman. Okay, you have a woman who is entirely dependent on your community for social contact. Okay, implicating that she isn't part of some kind of IRL community or something like that. You are telling her to kill herself. She has suicidal tendencies. She is isolated. You know about her conditions. I'm sorry, if Destiny was doing this, Jstlk would be having a field day every day for the rest of the year. Okay, it's really as simple as that. Destiny would be having a field day. Okay, a field day. Sorry. Jstlk would be having a field day for the rest of the year, and that's a fact. Okay, it's really as simple as that. Yeah.
everyone that's like watching right now has the ability to like interact with Chaeiry outside of this platform, and she's not being banned from here, right? She's also welcome to come back. I would hope that everyone that's like a regular part of the
Hey, 50
community would
likes.
just continue to be
Nice.
nice to her wherever she's doing things anyway, right? Obviously it's not good to feel isolated, and when someone feels that way, you should be worried anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness.
Foodshops.
Foodshops. Hariza, thank you so much for the one gifted. Much appreciated. Thanks for being a part of this community. All of you guys who have donated today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have been great. Okay? Good stuff. All right.
I think because you want to make sure that they're not actually in that type of position and they have people to talk to.
I don't like soapbox. I could speculate, but I just don't think it's appropriate to speculate on stream. I will say, like, we had a obviously we had like an argument. We had like an argument. Things went badly. But
What argument?
like, it is.
What
I'm not.
argument?
I'm not like
I want
angry
the
about
recording
it.
of that. What?
Okay.
What do you mean by argument? What argument? Ooh. Not appropriate to speculate.
Why
on
not
stream.
King Ghidra? If you
Oh, well,
understand
thanks for being here, JFA.
why she said those things, like why would she not be welcome back? Like you just have to have a level of understanding that Jstlk does because he knows her better,
That's
and
right,
even
does he
I
care
do,
about that?
right?
True.
We understand why these things are
Very
happening.
true.
So yeah.
One last question before my wife kills me. Holy shit.
How do... Why does he have so many like married people in his? Listen, good for him. Okay, Jesus. Why does he have so many?
A martini.
Oh my
shaken,
God.
stirred.
Hey, Lynn, thank you so much for the $20. You are very, very kind. Thank you so much. That is a Shiba dog in a samurai costume, waving a #1 flag around. Okay, that appears to be a samurai flag. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your $20. I appreciate that. Okay, it's a Shiba dog. Shiba dog. Woof.
It literally left my brain.
Unlucky. Okay, go to July 4th and you can come back another time.
As soon as I get off,
4th of
I'm gonna be so
July.
pissed off.
Okay, well, if it
Give me
comes
2
back,
You guys have been incredibly generous. Always, but especially recently. So just know that I do appreciate that. I think about you guys every day in terms of the support that you guys give me, okay? Seriously. Coming from a femcel.
back to you within the next 30
Yeah.
seconds, then it's fine.
We'll try a relationship, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. Seems risky with BPT people. Alert!
remember.
Relationships are risky, always. Sometimes things go wrong, and most of the time they do, and most relationships end. Okay? There is no relationship without risk. What a silly thing to, like, expect. Yes, probably there are certain aspects of certain people that make certain things a bit more risky,
Ellie,
but
please.
so what? Alright?
One last
Get on with
thing.
it then.
Yeah, Chaeiry says that she's not comfortable with the Destiny content anymore. You decided to continue
think-
doing it in spite of that.
No,
Things in
I
relation to
don't think
advice
I've
to
done
go
Destiny
childless,
content with
miserable
Chaeiry on stream.
40-year-old.
From what I
Bro.
recall.
No, it's usually
Unless
he would
it was
message
like,
me and
unless
I
it was
would
like a
come
straight
on.
clip or something. Unless it was like a straight clip or something. But like,
Is there a reason? Go ahead.
well, I would just say, I think sometimes if I wanted to do like a docket up,
I'll tell you what, okay? If you're ever feeling lonely, just know that ever since I have put less stock into trying to find love in the first place, I don't know. I think it's just best not to think about it, okay? Really.
date,
That's
I
just
would
coming from
say,
me, okay?
like,
Just don't think about
come
it.
on, or I think I did a docket update, probably not even after we were seeing each other, but
What
probably
is happening? A war going on outside?
Did she ask
think I
you to
did it.
stop doing Destiny content completely?
No, she didn't ask me to stop doing Destiny content. She said if you want to do
okay.
Destiny content, I just won't be there for it.
Never
Yeah,
at
she
any
just-
point.
Yeah. just
She,
doesn't like to
she
be
never
involved
asked you
in
to
that.
do that.
She just wants to not be here for it because she is like
Upsetting.
pursuing a
Learn
criminal
how to
case.
hobbies and
Well,
think
she's
it
pursuing
gets
a literal criminal
stressful.
case. I
Sell
think
it
she just want to
unironically.
make statements, right?
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Okay. That's all I had.
This,
Have a good rest
I
of
don't
Okay.
live. I don't live in LA, so I'm good.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, do we have other people in the waiting room? Are there other people waiting to come on? Do people have comments? Joe Vaughn. Who dis? Someone who's in a bunch of servers with me. This is somebody...
Destiny level 50. That's
Okay,
right.
I am never gonna... I shouldn't reveal this, okay? But I do think that if you are in the Wick server, you are usually not an unhinged psychopath, okay? What was that? NJ Trash Boy, thank you for the primer. Let's go.
What?
And then, so Sin Signal gave 25 massive gifted subs earlier, and then Machiko followed up with 1. Sin Signal, thank you for the 25. Thank you so much, okay? Machiko, thank you for the gifted sub, and then, again, Ransom. So, wait, what? No, wrong name. NJ Trash Boy, thank you very much. Face reveal is the only thing that'll get us out of this? No.
No. Ugh. I don't want to have to look at that. Gross.
Snorting Gatorade powder. I'm gonna go back and read what you said again. Give me 2
Yikes.
seconds, because I think
What
you
a
might have had a
name.
good point.
Brilliant.
I think you might have had a good point. Oh, this is more risky behavior with somebody who's BPD.
Yeah, everyone
And
that
those
says this
who
is
aren't
basically saying, if you have a mental illness, you're not allowed to date. You just sound psychotic. Like, shut up.
No.
That's your
I think they're
entire
just saying
argument.
that you should be aware of it. Yeah. Care to comment on Chud's accusation that your Discord is known around town as an asexual hug box?
What? is
Listen.
that?
Listen.
Ugh.
I still have
Oh.
flirting band, okay? But even with flirting band, you might meet your soulmate there, okay? It's happened many times before. It will happen again, even with flirting band in the Gen chat, okay? I would just wonder how against e-dating Chud Logic really is, or whether or not he really judges that, okay? Chud Logic is basically the military member who is like, just don't say anything, okay? Just shut the fuck up. Keep it to yourself. I understand you're gay.
You know what? That is kind of true. Okay. Logic better mean that as like a casual comment because Logic is like the master of e-dating. Okay. If anything, he is the e-dater of all e-daters. Okay. He's like the LeBron of e-dating. Okay. I have seen too much at this point. Too much.
But keep it to yourself, okay? That's who Chud Logic is at the core of his being, okay? This motherfucker is e-dated more than anybody else who's watching this stream right now, and he's actually gonna call me out? He's actually gonna call me out? This
Okay,
prolific
chill,
e-dater?
yourself.
Get the fuck out of here, okay?
Chill out, Jstlk.
No, I
I
think
don't
he had
wanna
some
think-
decent criticisms. I'm just,
I don't
I'm
want
just
to
messing
think
around.
about the sects.
Yes.
The gross. Blech. Gross. Gross. Gross.
Sure.
Gross. Disgusting. You're all actually disgusting. I cannot fix you.
All right, Kelly. Hold on, we have this guy. Oh, I said this whole thing about the Wick stream. I do think the Wick people, if you're in the Wick Discord, it's usually you're not an unhinged psychopath. And the last time I said this, we got donations, and so now we've got donations again. And it's Ransom 980 with a primer. Thank you, Ransom. Wait, why did I say your name and then you prime subbed? That's weird. That's crazy. Thank you. SSS, you're being weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Yeah, but Wick chatters are usually people who will be normal, so we'll pull this guy in.
He's gonna say that he's just gonna
he's not gonna hear
scream
it.
the N word, and you'll be like,
He may
well,
just scream the
I
N-word.
guess
It's a
not.
risk. It's a risk. I think he's new. Joe Vaughn, you're on the stream. Did you have like some criticisms or something? How you doing? How's your night
Hey,
going?
what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, dude?
So
Give-
I do have a few
Yeah.
questions. If you've answered any of these, you can just give like a quick answer. Haven't been
Sure.
listening that long.
By the way,
Uh,
I will pass on anything that's like elaborating past what I feel comfortable on.
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously.
Jstlk also has a face
Kelly
reveal?
Jean, you look
Mhm.
good as usual. I'm assuming
Thank
that's you
you.
on cam, not one of those
It is.
recordings he has played.
It'd be very funny if that was the case.
So there's this like tweet or
Don't
not tweet, Discord message you going around saying that like, hey, cancel me if I date one of the people in this Discord. You ever made a comment on that?
Yeah, I made a comment on that. That's me mocking one of the prolific e-daters, somebody who
Oh, so
I don't
you're saying
want
it's
to. I don't want
pretty
to go into like
non-context.
their history, but
Dude, okay, this thing is too long. Oh, fuck. Okay, I don't think I can